Welcome, everybody. We are live here at KS Bar and Grill, and this is the Sweet 16 special, annual Sweet 16 special with Ryan Lemon. And Ryan, we have a special guest today. We have Coach Scott Castle from the McGoffin County Hornets. We normally don't get coaches because the mountain teams normally don't make it to the Elite Eight. Today, McGoffin County got the big win, so, this is the man of the hour, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I want to say, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We had the game on here in the big screen during KSR this morning, got to watch it. When I left at halftime, things weren't going so well. By the time I get home, you had turned it around. So good job. Congratulations. First trip to the Sweet 16, and you come home with a big W. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And that's the thing, Coach, you spent 100 years to get here. You finally got here, and, the one thing I was worried about, Shannon Hoskins, he's here every other year. And I was worried about the lights being too big for you guys. It seemed like, coming out, they jumped on y'all early, but once y'all got settled in, what was different about halftime?
Well, the first half, we played Perry Central basketball. I mean, my nephew was killing us on the inside. We played behind him. We talked about it in pregame. You cannot play behind him, let him get the ball, because he's so crafty and he's so strong. He's going to get you under the rim and just score, and that's exactly what he did. So, at halftime we talked about it. It's either come out and continue to play the way Perry Central wants us to play, or we come out and play McGoffin County basketball, where we're guarding people, getting up and down the floor, transition, and we started pressing and got some energy, got a couple of steals, saw the ball go through the basket, and it just built from that point on.
Yeah, and the thing that I was surprised, Ryan, they got 9 seniors on this team. Now, he started his career at McGoffin County with 11 seniors. He has 9 now, so this whole class has been through under him. But 9 seniors. How about the super sophomore, Walker Russell, stepping up, getting, once again, key offensive rebounds? And, I don't know if it wasn't for that sophomore that y'all's in that game.
Well, the discussion at halftime was about Walker Russell as well, because, Walker is a kid that has so much heart. He goes and gets balls that typically other kids don't get. But his stat line for rebounds at halftime was 0. No rebounds.
He didn't have none at halftime.
No rebounds. And we challenged him at halftime. Said, man, you've got to get back to the Walker Russell, the super sophomore that you are. You got to chase those balls and get those so we can start a transition, because our transition in the first half was basically non-existent. Yeah. And he came out, I think he finished the game with 7 rebounds, and all those came in the second half. So, a big kudos to him and the energy that he played with that second half.
Yeah, Ryan, this, starting out, how big do you think it is, as far as, especially a team that's been there, first time that's been there, playing that first game of the tournament?
It's big, man. You walk out on that floor, and everything is just huge. The ceiling's taller than you're used to playing. There's more seats there, and it's that depth perception is a little off. It's why you see teams usually the low-scoring games their first time, because it's an adjustment they have to make.
The thing that surprised me, and one thing that wasn't different, is their crowd. They brought the entire town of Sayersville. Ryan, I'm telling you. We're up here every year. I don't know in the last 5 years that they've been a mountain team bring a crowd like McGoffin. I mean, that tells you how hungry you guys were. Talk about how your crowd followed y'all down and what it meant to y'all.
Well, I think, just with the crowd that we had, it just shows, the love and support the community has for these kids. This basketball team has healed the heartbreak of so many McGoffin County Hornet fans. The 84 loss, 95, 96, that heartbreak has been there with that generation of people since that time. And McGoffin County doesn't get many chances to play for a regional championship game, let alone win. First time in 100 years, these kids played extremely well, put us in this position. And, who would have thought that we'd be in the Elite Eight?
Yeah.
Our kids just play so hard, and they love the community.
Yeah, you know, Ryan, it's almost a situation in McGoffin County. It just kind of felt like, you know, well, you're from McGoffin County. You know, this here gave the young kids an opportunity to say, oh, we are from McGoffin County and we can make it there. You know, now that should change the thought process of that community, right?
There's no doubt about it. I mean, like you said, the whole community came in to watch these kids play. Yeah. There'll be more come when you play on Friday. You guys have definitely been one of the best stories going in, being the first time here from McGoffin County. And then your family, I think, was the big story. Your nephew was on the other team, and not just on the other team, he's the best player on it. It's your twin brother's son.
Yeah.
Your nephew you've known since he was in diapers. What was your conversation with Carter after the game? And as rough as it was on you and Carter, it's probably your brother's the one that probably suffered the most because his son's playing against his twin brother.
Well, you know, his comments, we had an interview before the game started, and he said, you know, I'm going to win either way, whether my son wins or my brother wins.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, with shaking hands after the game, I just told Carter that I loved him, that he played great, proud of him, and you know, it's unfortunate one of us has to lose and one of us has to win. You know, thankful that we was on the winning end this time. You know, he beat us earlier in the season, but we knew that we had to stop him in order to advance. So, I mean, he's such a great kid and such a great player, and love him to death.
And he'll be a big McGoffin County fan now the rest of the tournament, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you got Perry Central out of the way. Now, up next, you play the winner of Great Crossing and Spencer County, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people can, think that'll be Great Crossing. You beat Perry Central, and your prize is to play the number 3 big man in America. Talk about, and there could be an upset there. Who knows? Ashland about upset Lyon County will go. Talk about what's next for you guys and how y'all sitting around waiting for the winner of that. How do you keep these boys, minds in check? Like, okay, guys, we won the first round. We still got a prize.
Well, there is, and I mean, we're going to come out and watch them play tonight. That second session, and I mean, regardless of who wins that game, we've got to play really good. We've got to play our best basketball, and hopefully we can slow whoever wins that game down, and just fight each possession. If it is Great Crossing, we're going to have to just 5 people is going to have to fight for their lives, try to rebound the ball, and hope for the best. I mean, there's no quit in these McGoffin County kids, and we'll play until the horn sounds, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach. Definitely. What you done here today, I even talked to some Perry Central folks. Not saying there was very many of them, but there was one that said, there was a small part of me that's rooting for McGoffin County, because of what that community had been through.
Yeah.
So, you guys are definitely the true underdogs here. And I want to take and thank you for giving us the time here. We know your wife and your family's back there celebrating, waiting to eat and stuff. But, Coach Castle, congratulations. We hope that you guys can take and get a couple more here and bring that hardware back to Sayersville. So far, y'all's repped the mountains well.
We appreciate it. Thank you guys very much for what you do.
I'm going to tell you something. There's no bigger fans of you guys than Chris Bailey and Jim Caldwell, the weather guys over at WKYT. They're all McGoffin County and Sayersville, so you got 2 big supporters I know over there.
That's exactly right. Go Hornets.
Yeah. There you go, guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we may see if Coach Castle can send Aiden Barnett up here to talk to me and Ryan for a couple minutes. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Sweet 16 special live from KS Bar and Grill.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alan Baldwin here at Maynard Chiropractic. For nearly 20 years, Maynard Chiropractic has been the gold standard of chiropractic care in Eastern Kentucky. We have 2 convenient locations in East Point, Kentucky on US 23 on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Tuesday and Thursday in Rock City and Paintsville. So give us a call here at Maynard Chiropractic at 606-886-3737 and schedule your appointment with Better Health today.
Are you ready to join the future of coal mining? At Blackhawk Mining, we are a national leader in the production of metallurgical coal with a foundation built on a strong safety culture and an unmatched work ethic. We're not just co-workers, we're a family, and together we create an environment where everyone can thrive and make their mark. We invite you to join our team at Blackhawk Mining as we continue to build on our tradition while empowering the next generation of coal miners. Blackhawk Mining, shaping the future of coal production today.
Start the new year off right by making your health a priority. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic can help you do just that. We have a great staff of professionals offering a variety of services like medical, dental, behavioral health, mat program, case management, chiropractic, radiology, and lab testing. Little Flower Clinic offers free transportation for Perry County patients. Call to make an appointment, 487-9505. Quantum Healthcare, 436-0711. And East Kentucky Chiropractic, 487-8255.
Welcome back to KS Bar and Grill here, guys, in Lexington, Kentucky. You're watching the Sweet-16 special with Ryan Lemon, Darryl McCoy, and we got special guest Aiden Barnett. Guys, real quick, we want to thank Derek Bowling at Kentucky Farm Bureau. Also want to thank Eagle Air, Appalachian Spray Foam, Sagersville Funeral Home, and our good friend Johnny B's at Johnny B's Pizza. Ryan, this young man, over 3,000 career points, all-time leading scorer in school history.
That's only about 2,500 more than I scored. I'm at 500 and you're at 3,000, man. That's a lot of points. Congratulations.
And you know how hard it was to get them 500,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And I tell you what, and I say this in a good way, this is one cocky son of a gun.
You got to be.
He backs it up.
You got to be.
Yeah. Aiden's built different, Ryan. You know, this young man right here, he knows, and his team knows, every time he steps on the floor, McGoffin County is going to have the best player on the floor. You know, and for him to go out there and lead his team to the first ever Elite Eight, the first ever state tournament, you know, Ryan, it's got to be something special for this young man.
What's been the difference? How you been able to do it?
My teammates believe in me and they trust me, and I believe in trusting them. And we've just been clicking, and I put the ball in the basket, and they play defensive rebound for me, and it's working.
You know, when I was watching you play today, you could tell you're the guy that you got that heart. You got to have that heart and that you're not going to beat me type attitude sometimes, and you got it.
Oh, yeah. When I step on the court, I don't care who I'm playing against. I'm there to win a basketball game. So
Where'd that come from?
My favorite player is Kobe, so
yeah,
I grew up watching him.
Yeah, Kobe would run over his own teammate.
Yeah, I would too. So done it many times in practice.
15th Region Player of the Year. Ryan, this young man, you know, he's not only a Division I. If he would have put his mind to it, he would have played Division I at any sport he wanted. Like, he's as good a football player as he is a basketball player. And but you know, talk about coming up here to the Sweet 16. This is obviously the school's first time. It's your first time. You know, it seemed like y'all a little early. Y'all was nervous. It took y'all about a half to get going. You know, what did you credit the slow start to?
Early game. We had an 11 a.m. game. We didn't get in bed till probably midnight. Came out of half. I told Walker, I looked at the stat sheet because they print the stats off at half. Walker had 0 rebounds.
Oh.
I was like, come on, you know, you're the best rebounder, one of the best rebounders in the state. I said, you got to have rebounds. He finished the game with 8 rebounds. I think 4 offensive. That's huge. 4 extra possessions. You can't ask for much more. And then we just, we knew we had to pick. We kind of like just get through the first half with not a crazy deficit. Then second half comes, we still got our legs. We're still, you know, we just try to wear them down. Then you see what happened when they put the full court press on, turned them over. They got winded. They caught all their timeouts with 3 minutes and 49 seconds left. So from then on, they were out there. They got left to dry. They couldn't cut no more timeouts anymore. So
yeah, Ryan, that was the difference in the third quarter. whenever they put that press on, all of a sudden you started seeing their two big men come to the bench, and you could tell their hands was on their hips.
Yeah.
And, so it was obviously, that press did have a lot to do with it. It kind of changed the whole momentum of the game. But credit them, they done a good job in the first half on you. I think you had 12 at half. I know 12, it sounds like a lot, but for this young man, that's not a lot, So, talk about the first half, some of the problems that you were seeing from the defense.
There was no problems with the defense. New ball, new rim, hard ball, hard rim. Not used to it. Exposed, soft rim. Just had to get used to it. I was getting to my spots, rising up. I had a couple of shots go in and out, roll around the rim a couple times. I figured it out the second half. Just can't hit the rim.
Yeah. Had a big slam, Ryan, got the crowd going, and once that McGoffin County crowd got going, it seemed like y'all never looked back.
That crowd was huge, It looked like there was more people in our end zone tonight than there is at the UK game. So,
well, you could tell it made a huge difference because when Darryl said, when you guys put that press on and you started making a run, the crowd got into it. I was here at the time at KS Bar. Everybody in here was like, you could feel the energy going all towards you guys' side.
Oh yeah, whenever you put that press on, the team starts turning the ball over, then you hear the crowd getting into it, and then you can't hear the play call from the coach, and you start freaking out. And then when you call all your timeouts, you're like, oh, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So yeah, the crowd has played a huge part. He knows since the 15th region tournament. Every game at the 15th region tournament, our whole stop is sold out. So.
I was telling Ryan, we've been doing this, D&D for 8 years, but for the last 5 years, I've never seen a crowd like you guys brought. Sayersville showed up. So it's definitely something, that I guess if you're a kid in Sayersville, you always dream of having that opportunity. It's finally here. Talk about that. Talk about 100 years to get here. How you have changed, seen the change in your teammates, because we see Ethan Salyers, completely different kid. We see Zane. They got a lot more confidence as the season went on. Talk about how they're different now that they got here than whenever they was maybe middle of the season.
It's like you said, it's confidence. Ethan, he's always been, I think the best defender in the region on ball. He might be small, but it don't matter. He's still going to get up and just aggravate the life out of you. And he's got the confidence now. He had that game against Pressburg, 6 or 7 from 3, and ever since then, you have to respect it. You can't let him shoot, because if he gets going, he gets going. And then Zane, he ain't been, producing offense, but he ain't needs it.
Yeah.
When he needs to produce, he produces. But he makes his mark on the defensive end and rebounding the basketball and getting into me in transition, then we go. That's when we're best, when we're running transition. And then Walker and Grayson, they've been hitting shots all year. So,
what's your favorite part so far of this trip down here? Did they take you in to see the Cats locker room, or?
Our locker room was straight across from the I think where they were like, what, the recruits take the visit, the official photos. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But we didn't get to go, and we're practicing tomorrow at the Joe Craft Center, so that's going to be pretty cool.
That'll be cool. Yeah, get a little taste of it. It is a big experience, and even for, just for you guys, for your parents and for the families and a community like Sayersville, it's a big deal when you get to make it here to the Sweet 16. Now you get to stay an extra day, so I know you guys got to feel good about, like Darryl was telling me, nobody expected you guys to even win the 15th region. Here you are, 15th region champs. Now you're stayed alive, going to the Elite 8 in the Sweet 16.
I told him from the start of the year.
He did.
He didn't, and nobody believed me.
His sayings, what is it, top 2, not 2?
Yeah.
Yep. So
I should have trademarked it.
Yeah, you absolutely should have. We've heard it enough.
That's good.
Yeah. Now you got through Perry Central. A lot of people think that it's going to be Great Crossing. Obviously number 3 big man in America. Barring a major upset. What's y'all's mindset there? Y'all's defied so many odds. Can y'all do it one more time?
I don't see why not. I got to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to overpressure everything, send us into Malachi. So I'm just going to, I guess, have to play at my own pace. Use the mid-range game to my advantage and just see what happens.
All right. What do you think? You think little old McCoy County can handle Mr. Moreno and Great Crossing?
It looked like, just to me, what I said, watching McGoffin County for the first time today, they play a lot like Lexington Catholic play. And Lexington Catholic had Great Crossing beat in the 11th Region Championship game. They were down 6 with like 30 seconds to go. They should have won the game. And that's the way McGoffin County plays, is the way Catholic plays. Put a lot of pressure on the ball, try to force a lot of things, force them to make mistakes. So I think this could end up being a really good game on Friday.
Yeah, Aiden, we know you guys are back there celebrating, and we don't want to keep you too long because you're teammates. But right now, you've seen that big crowd tonight. Look in the camera and tell your fans how much you guys need them on Friday. This ain't over, right?
Oh no, they'll be here. I got faith in them. I've seen them for the last 2 weeks. They've showed up. There was probably 1,000+ people at the game tonight wearing maroon, so you can't ask for much more than that. They know when to show up and show out, and they're rowdy, so I'm ready.
Yeah,
nice.
And Ryan, don't forget, this young man, he's had a busy week. He just come from the Mr. and Miss Basketball ceremony.
Yes, sir.
He was a contender for Mr. Basketball. So, to say that we're definitely proud to have you represent the Mountains, Aiden, would be an understatement. Tickled to death that you got the win, and just knowing you, I'm not going to bet against you in the next round because I've seen you too many times. Chop down Goliath. So do it one more time, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we'll be right back live from KS Bar here at the Sweet 16 special with Ryan Lemon.
Made in America. What does that mean? It means jobs. It means craftsmanship. And when it comes to Vaughn Bassett furniture, it means value. And Kemper recognizes that. That's why they've dedicated an entire gallery to Vaughn Bassett. Made in America. See the quality. And now, see the price. Come see your favorite Kemper store in Hazard, London, or Somerset.
If you was pushed out of the area because of loss of work in the coal industry, look no longer. Jim Marr is here for you. Jim Marr is now hiring for all positions in the coal field. Stop by their offices in Logan, West Virginia or in Wheeling, West Virginia and apply today.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Made in America. What does that mean? It means jobs. It means craftsmanship. And when it comes to Vaughn Bassett furniture, it means value. And Kemper recognizes that. That's why they've dedicated an entire gallery to Vaughn Bassett. Made in America. See the quality. And now, see the price. Come see your favorite Kemper store in Hazard, London, or Somerset.
I'm Bruce Walters with Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville, Kentucky. We have the area's largest selection of new Kias and more arriving daily. Come shop us in Pikeville. I guarantee you'll find the Kia for you. At Bruce Walters Kia, your new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Also at Bruce Walters Kia, you'll get free oil changes for life. Finding your new Kia is easy. Come shop us in Pikeville or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
And we are back here, guys. We are here with Ryan Lemon, KSR co-host. Ryan, once again, we had to talk to the McGoffin County Hornets because that's the reason we're down here.
Oh, yeah.
Is for these mountain teams. But, you got to be tickled for these boys, man. I mean, and I told you before he come on, that kid's cocky, right?
But you got to be, man. At this stage, you got to be able to. If you're going to walk the walk, you got to talk the talk. And you can tell he has carried this team to the 15th Region Championship and now here to the Elite Eight of the Sweet 16. Congratulations to him.
He absolutely has, and you couldn't be more happy for the McGoffin County Hornets after the tornado, the bus crash. I mean, it's one thing after another that community's been through, and for them to get this moment, you always got to trust in the Lord's plan, right?
They're a community that's long overdue to a reason to celebrate, and you're right. They have to trust the Lord's plan. I love that you said that, Darryl, because that's right, man. That community's going through a lot of heartache, a lot of stress, and they're still going through it.
Yep.
And now here's this little basketball team, the little engine that could, knocks off the big boys at the 15th region, and now you won your first round game in the Sweet 16. I'm super happy for them.
Ryan, you always, on anybody that knows you on KSR knows that, if something's free, you always say, give me 3.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, give me 3. Well, guess what? I've not brought you one since year 2. So I got you a new D&D T-shirt.
Nice, yes, sir.
Or no, that's not the one.
This is Rocky Top Sports in Gatlinburg.
Yes. Ryan, you can have this shirt too. But I got another D&D shirt. He didn't get me.
He brought the wrong one.
We got another.
I love the fact you want to give me a free T-shirt and it's the wrong one. That just makes it perfect.
Listen, you can have that one too.
I'll take that one too.
But I do got you a D&D T-shirt like this one with me beef jerky. You leave it up to kids. That's what happens, right? So as we're sitting here at KS Bar and Grill, guys, McGoffin County's in the back, getting their grub on. We still got 2 other mountain teams. Both of them was knocked out. Ashland, Perry Central. Just a tough day. Ashland looked like they was going to pull it out, man. They jumped up, was up 9 or 10 on
Lyon County.
Yeah, on Lyon County. And, Travis Perry, man, it seemed like when they got up and when they come out of that timeout, whatever his dad told him, changed the switch in that young man, and he wasn't going to let Lyon County lose.
No. His second year in a row they've been here. He didn't perform the greatest last year. I think he had something to prove this year. But Ashland, we talked about on KSR, they've got Xander Carter, who I think is one of the best juniors in the state. He's already committed to Liberty. I knew they were going to put up a good fight. I knew it was going to be a good game. So I don't know what those bookies had the spread on that, but I would have probably taken Ashland in the points because I thought it was going to be a close game. But Lyon County wins it and moves on and lives another day.
Oh, yeah. Myself, I filled out my bracket. I got Lyon County winning it. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of sick of guessing myself after today.
Yeah.
They come out a little flat. What I was going on is in the at the beginning of the season, in the Zip Zone Classic, biggest preseason tournament in the state, they played Great Crossing, and it was Lyon County that run them off the floor in the second half. Great Crossing just had a lot of issues. They was able to stretch the floor, spread it out, and really take advantage of the big guy.
And Lyon County's more than just Travis Perry, as you saw today, man. They got a couple dudes that can play. Now, of course, I can't remember their names right now. But Shoulders is one of them, the bigger kid, and number 5, I think, was their shooting guard. They got some dudes that can flat out play. So you think a lot of defense will try to just lock up Travis Perry. That's going to free up somebody else. So, everybody's got, I think, it pointed towards maybe Great Crossing and Lyon County meeting in that semifinal game, but they got a couple tough battles they got to get before they can get there.
Yeah, speaking of a battle, we got a lot of fans tuning in right now, and one of them says, Alan Wright says, J-Rock said holla.
J-Rock.
Yeah,
good friend of yours. I know you guys are really tight. You guys hang out a lot,
Not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much.
But he hangs out with your family, I guess, a lot.
He thinks he does, not near as much as I hang out with Mama Rock.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Mama Rock.
The Sweet 16. I want to give a shout out, man, to the KHSAA. There's a reason why the Sweet 16 is the greatest show in high school sports.
Yep. It is. I came from Indiana, where we used to have no class basketball, and we had just a Final Four. And then I come here to Kentucky, no class basketball, the Sweet 16, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
You got these communities that come from all across the state, every year you get a team like McGoffin County that comes in for the first time ever, the first time in 40 years, and the whole community comes and gets a part of it. I love it. I love everything about Sweet 16. I hope they never change it.
Yeah, and I just come from the West Virginia State Tournament. You see, this is the first year in a long time that they didn't run on at the same week.
I see.
So used to, I would stay here until the mountain teams got beat out, and then I would travel up to Charleston. But this year, got blessed and get 2 solid weeks. But there was more people, like a lot more people at the 15th region tournament than they was the West Virginia State tournament.
No kidding.
And that's what I always tell people. They're like, how special is this? And I'm like, well, I tell you, my son, he's a pretty good ball player. And, I ask him, you want to go to West Virginia and win a state title? He's like, nah. He said, I want to go to Rupp Arena.
Yeah.
When you grow up in Kentucky, the 15th region championship is equal to a West Virginia for these kids.
I see.
And listen, state titles is take nothing away, but that's what as a kid growing up, you don't remember necessarily. I'm sure you would remember a state title like Elijah Justice, but they don't, especially in Eastern Kentucky. They don't get a win up much. And Elijah Justice, J.R. Van Hoos are the only 2 that could ever say they did. In recent history. So, that region title, that's what you'll remember the rest of your life is that region title.
Yeah. It means a lot. Their dads played at the school. A lot of times their grandpas played at the school. It means so much when you get to do something like that. We saw, North Laurel kind of almost in the mountains. They think London's kind of part of the mountains.
Yeah, it's mountains. Yeah.
You know what Reed Shepherd's doing now. You got Trent Noah at Harlan County. You got these good players that are coming out. I mentioned Xander Carter from Ashland. Aiden Bartley from McGoffin County. There's a lot of good players that all of a sudden have been coming out of the mountains and out of these regions, and it's good basketball.
Well, I don't know if you knew or not, but this year was kind of a trial era with the Super Region. 15th region.
Yeah, I saw that.
Super region.
That was the 15th region.
Yeah.
That's right. Darryl, I saw the brackets, and I couldn't understand them. It looked like a bunch of lines and a bunch of right angles, and I don't know who was playing who. It looked a little confusing.
It was very confusing. I cover it. It's my job to cover it for a living, and I didn't understand it until we actually went through it.
Okay.
And once you go through it, it's pretty simple. It's basically what West Virginia does right now in their states tournaments. The winners, the 4 districts automatically punch their ticket to the Expo Center, which is where they play it at.
Yeah. So that's where the Final 4 is, or the Elite 8?
No, the Elite 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So the 4 district champs go on to the Expo Center. Then the losers drop down. All right. So during the week, you're already going to have the first round games already played. So like when you play your districts, you got 4 teams in a district. Whoever the first 2 teams to lose on that first night, they automatically drop down in a play-in bracket. That happens through all the districts. So you're going to have 8 teams in a play-in. All right. So they meet the next day, then they draw who plays each other. So they'll play each other, and then the team that the district runner-up gets a bye in the play-in tournament. So then them teams move on to face the district runner-ups. So, and then you figure out from there. So it's basically a double elimination tournament. That's all it is.
But every team gets in?
Yeah, every team.
Every team in the region is in?
Every team. You got 4 districts. Right now we got, and the reason it happened is Jenkins left, so it left 2 3-team districts. So, and it was needed. It worked. It worked to perfection. Before you always had the 60th district and the 59th district. Like the 60th district. They got 3 teams. Belfry and Phelps. They're on rebuilding era. But one of them would have got in.
Yeah.
Well, instead, you had every game at region was a really good game because, the 57th district is stacked every year, perennial. It's the best. You got McGoffin County, Martin County, Paintsville, and Johnson Central. But, them teams normally would have been sitting at home. McGoffin County, they wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for that. so they had to play an elimination game. They dropped down. They played 3 elimination games to get to that championship.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, so that makes it even a greater deal that they made it here to the Sweet 16 and still alive now.
That's it, man.
I love it.
This team, what they've been through has been something truly miraculous.
Yeah.
And but the Super Region, I would highly recommend. I don't like change, so at first I was bucking against it, but once I went through it, you couldn't. It wouldn't have worked out a better way because you actually the first round game. Normally, that first round game you would turn the TV off. Because it was going to be a blowout. Well, not anymore. You got to play.
You got to watch them.
Yeah. So,
because there's history with all those teams. They step on the court. There's a little history there.
It's different. Mountain basketball. Listen, nothing toward Western Kentucky. Central Kentucky, Northern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky's a little bit different, man, when it comes to basketball. I mean, they know, them kids know that's their way out. That's, you grow up dreaming of that because you want out, and then you want to come back and impact your community in a positive way.
Yep.
So that's why basketball is different, is because people knows, it's their opportunity to do something and really help their community.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't be more prouder than McGoffin County and what they're doing right now. But the Super Region, I think you're going to see a lot more teams across the state take the.
Well, the fact that it was a success in the 15th, I think other regions may look to go to it.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say is they need to restructure. Like on that Saturday, there's 4 games on girls and boys. Maybe stagger them a little bit because, like say, McGoffin County, or Lawrence County, they're about an hour from anybody in the region. I mean, I'm joking, but they're at least 30 minutes from Johnson Central, their closest school. But so if they had to go to Belfry or they had to go to Phelps, and their boy or girls was playing at home, then how's the fan base going to get from Phelps to Lawrence County in time?
Yeah,
so,
I guess.
They still got to get them little quirks out, but it was a huge success, though.
Good.
So let's talk about Ryan Lim and Ryan. It seems like you're happy now, and it seems like Josiah's doing really good. He's back healthy now. So how's this last year been with Ryan?
It's been good. We went through a lot in my family. We had one son get in trouble. We had a divorce and had my house catch on fire. So I
forgot about that.
Bam, bam, bam. But Josiah and I we've gone through it just fine. I mean, he's a junior now. He didn't play basketball for the first time since he was like 4 years old. Killed me. I mean, it really killed me. That used to be his sport. But he broke his wrist right before the football season, missed pretty much the whole football season. So he decided he wanted to get back in the weight room to make up for what he missed, which meant stepping away from basketball. So he gave me the right answer. He said, Dad, my heart's just not in it. I'd rather work on my football.
Why? Oh, so that's why he didn't play. He just wanted to focus on
just get back in the weight room. They've got off-season weightlifting and conditioning and things, so he wanted to not miss that to try to make up for what he lost when he was out with the injury.
So is that any chance he plays his senior year basketball? Or?
No, I guess there's a chance, but they're loaded. That junior class at Frederick Douglass, they had about 8 basketball players there, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be content of trying to just get on the football field and he'd like to play college ball, whether like at Union or Cumberland's or Georgetown or somewhere like that. I think he'd like to play somewhere.
Well, listen, we got hundreds of coaches that watch this show, so I'm sure that knowing the kind of kid Josiah is, any of them would take him on. Especially, there you go, UPike, Coach Phipps. I know you're watching.
Coach Phipps, if you're watching, he's ready, available.
There you go. Listen. Dane Key, it seems like he's had a pretty positive impact on your son.
Dane has been the greatest thing to happen to my son ever. Because when my other son, Josiah's older brother, got in trouble, Dane became the big brother. And Dane's the one that drove him to school. And Dane's the one that kind of got him out working out. So we love Dane to death. I think of him as he's one of my own. We try to go to all the games. And you're right, Dane. People think he's a great football player. He's a better person. He's just an awesome kid. He's the type of kid you want to marry your daughter. You know what I mean? And I'm so thankful he's in our lives.
Listen, the first time I ever met the kid, I always heard you speak about him, but I didn't know kid from Adam, and I was at the Waffle House over on the road where Hooters is at.
Oh, yeah.
The
Richmond Road over there?
I was at that Waffle House.
It's funny you know where it is rich because Hooters is over there.
That's it, yeah. Listen, I kind of gave up Hooters. I go to Tilda Kilt now.
You go to KS Bar and Grill. That's where you want to go.
Well, I always go to Tilda Kilt after I get my belly full. I go over there for the view.
Okay, all right.
The view ain't, view's good here, but the view's really good over there.
Okay, as long as you're coming in here and eating, that's okay.
Listen, I highly recommend, and I tell everybody from the mountains, you'll hear us tell you all week, guys, if you're in here from the mountains, come down here to KS Bar and Grill. I promise it'll be the time of your life. You got all this UK memorabilia. Listen, coming down Rupp Arena, or coming down the elevator, Mr. Cameron Mills rode with us. And, first time me and Cameron, we done a show here 2 years ago before me and you done it. We done a show up there. I forgot what it was called, the podcast he was doing at the time.
Yeah.
But first time I'd seen Cameron in a while, it's good to see him.
I remember the connection you guys had and your testimony you gave to him about what you guys went through. So it was good to you guys were bonded that way.
Yeah, listen, Cameron's a great guy.
Yeah, yes, he is.
As a single dad, semi-single dad, as you took, raising a young man, then the fire happened. You got to be thinking at that moment, what's going wrong here? When's it going to go my way, right? You had a really tough year there, but as they say all the time, tough times don't last, right? Tough people do.
I always heard that. You've probably heard it going to church all these years, that God doesn't put more on your shoulders that you can't handle. And I remember thinking at that time, okay, God, I'm good. You've put a lot on my shoulders. I'm good. Let's move on. So, but yeah, we're doing okay. We were out of the house for 2 months. Had to live in a townhome over on the east side of town, and Josiah and I, with our 3 dogs, we made it through it. So we're still doing all right.
You got kicked out of one of them, right?
Yeah. Did I tell you that?
No, I remember you saying it on the radio.
Yeah, the insurance company put us in an Airbnb with our 3 dogs. Yeah. We were there for a week, and the people that own it said, we don't want them in there with those 3 dogs. Even though they said we could, they changed their mind after a week. So we had to move again into another Airbnb for 2 months.
You think they just changed their mind about the dogs, or you think it was your dogs?
I'm not going to say, but I'd say that may have played into it, yeah.
Well, I tell you, I couldn't be more proud of you, man.
Thank you.
I know I couldn't do what you done.
Thank you.
I don't see how you do it. You work every day, then you go pick him up to school. You're at every tournament. Don't miss tournaments. Then you go home and you're having to do the laundry. You're having to do cook dinner and stuff. Listen, I got much respect for you.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. I thought the other day, I need to call my mom and thank her for all those times she stuck her hands down some dirty, sweaty, smelly socks to get them inside out, throw them in the washer. Because I do that every night now. Like, oh, my God, it's disgusting. You're sticking your hand down in dirty socks. So all those moms out there that did that, God bless you. There's a special place in heaven for you ladies like that for sure.
Let me ask you something. Let's talk about the Cats. Well, first of all, why are you here? They're in Pittsburgh. You're here. What's going on?
Well, because of the Sweet-16 that's here at Rupp. It's a big deal here for our restaurant, and we decided that it looked like that Cats were going to be out west, and it was going to be too expensive to send all of us out west. So we just decided then, look, Drew and Matt would go out west wherever they go. I would stay here to anchor the radio from here at the restaurant. We got teams that came in, like I said, McGoffin County's here. Adair County was here last night. Lyon County's coming tomorrow. We try to spread them out, and I'm kind of in charge of that and anchoring the radio shows from here. So when Matt suggested this, I'm like, yes, I'll take it. I'll be glad to stay. But now if Kentucky wins and goes to Dallas, I will be going to Dallas with Matt and Drew then.
Well, you know, and you ain't got a lot of the people. You had the Sweet-16 special, you know, here on D&D Sports.
That's right.
State, right?
To be honest, that's the main reason I wanted to stay. Well, you and I have done this now like 4 or 5 years in a row. Our Sweet-16 special.
5 years.
Is this the fifth year in a row?
Years.
First one where we were at a hotel over at the Campbell House in your
yeah.
hotel room.
Yeah, Campbell
set up
House,
over there.
and then we done it at the Holiday Inn one time.
Did it at the Holiday Inn, and did it here. I know last year,
Yeah.
maybe a couple years we've been here. So I enjoyed it. I love everything about the Sweet-16. I'm so excited. I'm going to try to go tonight to watch Spencer County and Great Crossing, and it's just a fun event.
You know, the floor there, it seems really slick.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the first 2 games, they was slipping left and right. I don't know what it is today, but, I mean, it was – and it seems like the officials noticed it too, because they're letting a lot of traveling calls go, you know, like when kids slides across the floor. They're letting a lot of that stuff go. So I think, you know, it's something with the floor, and I think the officials, you know, I think they probably talked about it and given a little longer leash on some of the traveling issues.
You know, that's sad that it's coming up because, man, this is the highlight of the season, and where they got to worry about floor issues slipping on the floor. So hopefully they'll get that, whatever it is get it taken care of. But it's good to hear, though, that the officials are maybe letting it slide a little bit.
Yeah, I love when officials, you know, adjust the stuff. You know, right now, you know, we've seen in the past week we've had 3 mountain coaches step down. You had the Shelby Valley, Eastridge, Belfry, all their coaches step down. We're seeing officials, you know, quit every day at a unbelievable rate.
Yeah.
You know, I've took and checked myself, you know, and I don't know that that's why it's happening. But, you know, I do think sometimes as parents and as fans, you know, that we need to take a step back and maybe not put as much pressure on the officials and the coaches because, you know, I mean, we're losing a lot of good people right now.
I've been around basketball my whole life because my dad was a high school coach.
Yeah.
I've been going to games since I could walk. And there you could not pay me enough money to be an official. So I see where they're coming from, man, because it is, you get yelled at, cussed at, threatened every time you step on the court.
Every time.
Every time. So that's a special group of people that have that personality where they can not let that bother them and be an official.
My skin's way too thin.
Me too.
Football, I might could because you're away from the crowd.
Yeah.
But you
basketball.
Know, yeah. I could imagine. I know there'd be a lot of fat cracks on me. So I mean, I got too thin skin. You know, I'd be trying to knuckle up with somebody out in the parking lot. So but you know, I do think that you know that's something that it crossed my mind the other night. I was sitting, I was like, during AAU, I get a little out of hand sometimes.
Yeah.
We got our D&D Mountain Elite AAU program.
Oh, yes.
And sometimes I get a little out of hand with the officials. And, when I seen 3 coaches step down in 1 week and, another official I know hung it up, I'm like, maybe I need to look in the mirror, and not give them such a hard time sometimes.
Well, good for you, man. I'm proud of you for saying that because it is tough. I was down at the 13th region tournament this year. Helping do some of the broadcasts down there with the WYMT.
Oh, okay.
And the group of officials were from the 12th region.
Okay.
But we sat and talked to them a little bit, and that's a tight fraternity, and they've got each other's back. And you could tell if there was a controversy, they were all going to support each other.
Yeah.
And it was eye-opening for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it is, because only they know what each other goes through.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna look in the mirror, but if that call don't go that way, I hope I can hold my emotions in check.
Yeah.
Because I can say I'd like to, but I don't know if I'll be able to. But I will try officials. We don't want to lose anymore. Ryan, Reed Shepherd, man. What a spectacular year. As you said, 13th region kid, North Laurel, mountain bred, mountain, fed. He's the, I guess what you get when you mix 2 Division I athletes. Both his parents was, great here. Did you ever think Reed Shepherd would be sitting here in March with people talking about him being possibly the first pick in the NBA draft?
We all have to be honest with ourselves, and nobody saw this coming. Nobody. I mean, I remember we talked about Reed Shepherd on KSR when he was in the 4th grade. he was playing in a 6th grade tournament. And I remember we talked to Matt and said, hey, Jeff Shepard's kid is really going to be good someday, because he was only a 4th grader, and he was the best player in a 6th grade tournament at KBC. So, but for us to predict that he was going to end up being the Wayman Tisdale Freshman of the Year, potential first-round draft pick, nobody saw that coming. And he deserves all the credit, man. He came in, he knew he was like going to be coming off the bench, and he just kept his composure. When he got his number called, he played well. The sad part is, to me, Darryl, is that Jeff and Stacy didn't have more kids. Why did they just have one son, one daughter?
Well, it would be sad, but I also look at it as a blessing, because maybe they got to spend all their time, kind of
working with
and molding that kid.
Yeah.
So.
But if they could have had a couple more boys, they could have had almost, the half the starting 5 at North Laurel last couple of years. So I blame Stacy and Jeff for not producing more children. But it's been so much fun to watch Reed. I know everybody in the 13th Regional, everybody in Eastern Kentucky is so proud of him, and he deserves everything that's coming his way, and he's going to be a very rich man in a couple months.
Ryan, we're going to take our last commercial break. We'll come back, spend about 10-15 minutes to close out the show. But, guys, if you got comments, questions, get them in right now, as we'll try to answer any of your questions or comments that you got for Ryan Lemon when we come back. Guys, you're watching the D&D Sports Network Sweet 16 Special with Ryan Lemon live from KS Bar and Grill.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Start the new year off right by making your health a priority. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic can help you do just that. We have a great staff of professionals offering a variety of services like medical, dental, behavioral health, mat program, case management, chiropractic, radiology, and lab testing. Little Flower Clinic offers free transportation for Perry County patients. Call to make an appointment, 487-9505. Quantum Healthcare, 436-0711. And East Kentucky Chiropractic, 487-8255.
I'm Reed Shepard from Oklahoma High School. Continue to follow D&D Sports, best coverage in the mountains.
Guys, we're back here live from KS Bar and Grill. We are with Mr. Ryan Lemon here. Ryan, the KS Bar and Grill. Listen, we got a bunch of yahoos out here. My son's sitting here.
I see your yahoo son sitting right there.
Yeah. He's not necessarily clapping for us. He's still.
He helped you set up the equipment.
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah. Do you pay the boy, or you bought his dinner?
No, we pay him.
Okay. All right.
Listen, he's the best. By the way, guys, I want to thank Derek Bowling at Kentucky Farm Bureau, Eagle Air, Appalachian Spray Foam Solution, our good friend Johnny B's Pizza, and Brian Parker at Sayyersville Funeral Home, the guy that got us to McGoffin County. So, guys, I want to thank all our sponsors for making this show happen. Sweet 16 Special, live from KS Bar and Grill. Ryan, we was talking about my son there. He's probably our best cameraman, so I told him, as much as I like for him to be a cameraman, because he, at the region tournament, we put cameras all around.
Yes.
And, we do the region tournament better than anybody. This year we had over 200,000 people. There was 3 media outlets there, and D&D Sports ended up with 69% of the views.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so, but, thanks to great cameramen like him, producer KJ, Maestro Thomas Rainey, our producer, Coach Kevin Keithley, we do the region tournament really well.
Nice.
But, I'm hoping that Jackson next year will not be working for me. and will be actually playing in the region tournament.
There we
because
go.
It's something that he's missed.
Yeah.
He's not made it to region yet, so as much as I like him as a camera guy, I hope to lose him next year.
Trade him just so he can play in the region tournament. Let you shoot him in the region tournament, maybe.
I would do anything to see him make the region tournament.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll make it, man. So he's going to be a senior next year, right?
Yep.
So it's the last time to try to make it.
Yeah, he'll be a senior, and hopefully the good Lord has that, in his plans.
Yeah.
So,
Do they have a good team coming back next year?
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
It wasn't a very confident answer there, Dad.
No, they got some really good players, and it was a rough year, for Jackson. So, we'll see, next year, how things go.
Yeah.
So as we're sitting here, Ryan, this is 5th year in a row. I'm sitting here looking around. KS Bar and Grill. People don't realize how hard it is to run a restaurant these days. I was looking the other day, and I preach all the time to people about supporting local businesses, because local businesses is the ones that's going to buy your son's cleats. They're going to buy the sign at the field. They're going to help build a locker room. Not these big box stores. And I seen somebody post a thing talking about like how much things have went up. Like a box of straws go up from $15, a year and a half ago to $45 now. But to see KS Bar still, clicking after 5 years, y'all's running as strong as ever. What's the secret here? Is it just the UK ball games? Is it that y'all's blessed to have the power of UK behind it? Or, do y'all put in as much hard work as local businesses, or does things come easy here?
Well, we're in an event bar and restaurant. UK football, we kill it.
Yeah.
UK basketball, we kill it. If there's a concert down at Rupp Arena, people come here before the show.
Yeah.
So we're definitely an event based, like we have trivia night.
Yeah.
When Matt does his trivia, it's packed. But during the spring and summer, we really struggle. I mean, you can come in here on a Monday night or a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night or something, and it's just nobody here. So we need that Sunday night football, Monday night football, Thursday night football, Saturday UK football all week.
Yeah.
Because we make all of our money during football and basketball season, and then try to get you through the summer.
Well, and that's the thing, is as you are, like that. One thing that if there was one change that I would change in KS Bar is sometimes y'all close a little early.
Yeah.
I know after a football game this year, I ended up having to go over next door, and because you guys was closed, and it was just like 10:30 or something like that.
Yeah, that's happened more than it should have, where if the crowd empties out, instead of just waiting around waiting around for the late rush, late push, they wrap it up. So it's funny, we just had a meeting last week. Well, it was before the SEC tournament. Matt and all the owners, we all had a meeting. That was one thing that was brought up. We got to stop closing early just because there's nobody here, in case somebody does show up like you did a little bit later.
Oh, well, I mean, and every time when that's like 4 or 5 times I've come here late at night.
Yeah.
Or not late at night, but somewhere between 10:30 and 11:30 or something like that. And as a bar and grill, you definitely, most people are going to come late at night anyways. To that. So but I do understand as owners, you got a lot of overhead here too, and do you keep them people around for that 1 hour, hoping that that last hour or two makes
that's
up
true
for that hour
that's
you
true.
said. So
but
I wish you nothing but the
thank you.
the best here, and I tickled to death to see how this bar has continued to grow and thrive in the community, when a lot of times nowadays you see a lot of businesses going away. So
well, we do our radio show right here at this stage pretty much 90% of the time anymore. We're here in this spot and doing KSR every day, so that helps bring some people in for the lunch crowd sometimes.
You're a perfect person. A lot of people, they look at me, and I try to wake up every day and count my blessings.
Yeah.
Because sometimes this job especially, with myself, where me and, the owners and the workers, we're still a growing business. So, I sometimes go 5 days without seeing my kids.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it is. And, but, like trips down here, and what got me thinking is how you missed the trip to Pittsburgh. It seems like, hearing you on the radio now, that some of them bigger trips you're starting to kind of dread a little bit more. Is it? Do you think it's like, okay, I'm burnt out, knowing that 1 million people in the state of Kentucky would love to have your seat, in that car, going across the country? Or do you think it's that you guys are, or that now with all the pressure of you being a single dad and all that, just too much stuff gets backed up when you're gone? Or is it you're getting, sometimes you're a little burnt out on stuff? Or, why are you dreading them trips now?
Well, you said it. It's just, being the single dad, my son, I'm responsible for his day-to-day livelihood. And I got 3 dogs that are high-maintenance dogs. And I got to so if I leave town, I got to find somebody to basically take care of Josiah and take care of my dogs. And sometimes that can be a little tough. So the fact I went to Nashville for the SEC tournament, get to stay here for the first 2 rounds, and then go to Dallas, I'll take that trade-off.
Take it.
I'll miss a weekend to kind of help me catch up and get –
Yeah,
I mean, there's no food in my house, Darryl. I have to go to Kroger tonight because there is no food in my house for he and I to eat the next couple days.
Josiah got his license. He got them, didn't he?
He got his intermediate.
His intermediate.
Yeah, he hasn't got his full-out license yet, but he's got his intermediate.
So now that means he's got a curfew, right?
Pretty much.
And he can't ride with more than one person in the car.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So, I get you. Yeah, I get what you're laying down.
Yeah.
We talked about your life. Let's get back over to the sports side real quick.
All right.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
She's been great for the women's game, hasn't she? I mean, people are paying more attention to women's basketball now than ever, and a lot of it is because of her.
I never thought that I would. Last night, I was searching my phone on Google, and you can see it on there, searching. And I've searched at least 5 times this year, Iowa basketball next game.
Yeah.
And they play at 3 o'clock on Saturday. I know that because I looked it up. I catch myself. I can't wait till Iowa women's basketball plays again to get a glance. I don't want to miss her.
And I know all the women's supporters in the women's game and the networks, they want Iowa to win a lot in this tournament because the more she wins, the more people are going to be drawn to the women's game, the more people are going to, and the more money is made. That's exactly right. So she's been great for the women's game. There's no doubt.
I love it. And then, there's 2 girls, well, three girls that's really drove me to girls basketball lately this year and last year. Mikasa Robinson played at Louisville last year. But, of course, the phenom Cassidy Rowe here home in Lexington has done a tremendous job. Hopefully the man that recruited her will be back coaching her, but UK's job opening. I know you're friends with Coach Mitchell, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you think UK would entertain bringing Coach Mitchell back?
I think they would. I mean, I think there's a lot of hurdles they got to get over for that to happen, but I think they would entertain it. To answer your question, yeah, for sure. So, and I was proud of her. She didn't get the minutes a lot early, but as the season went on, she got more and more minutes and just doing her thing,
Ryan, it's that young lady, man, it's taking charges, it's rebounds. I mean, it's what she does, whatever it takes for her team to win.
Yep.
And
that's why she got on the floor.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
So,
and I got to admit, I heard a report this morning that a Kentucky Miss Basketball had entered the transfer portal, and I thought for a second, I wonder if it was her. But it was the Maddie Scher girl, I think, entered the transfer portal, right?
I could be wrong, but did Savannah Wheeler from Boyd County? She might have entered it too.
I think three or four of them did.
Yeah, I know Boyd County's Harley Painter. She wasn't Miss Basketball, but she entered it, and I'm pretty sure Savannah Wheeler may have.
Yeah.
Savannah Wheeler was. Take it back. No, Savannah Wheeler's at Middle Tennessee or East Tennessee State, one of the 2, and she just won Conference Player of the Year down there.
Did she really?
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
So Kentucky Miss Basketball winning Conference Player of the Year, and right now, girls basketball, it's on on an all-time high. Trinity Road just won Miss Basketball representing Pikeville, Kentucky, 15th region.
Was she at your camp that one year?
She was.
I thought so. I thought that was her.
Yep. She was, and she's. Trinity has been a phenomenal mentor to young girls, around Eastern Kentucky. They all look up to her, and her resume is like none other. She was the youngest player to ever win 15th region MVP, and I think she only missed. I think she only missed one in 5-6 years. She only missed one trip. That was last year. Lawrence County upset them.
Wow.
But she never did get that win in the Sweet-16.
Yeah.
So, that eluded her. But, I know her and her family worked really hard to get Miss Basketball, and couldn't be more happy for her.
Congratulations. Absolutely. Well deserved.
Yeah, her and Travis Perry will be the 2024 Mr. and Miss Basketballs. And but women's basketball is strong right now. Now, Reed Shepherd, you remember a year ago we sat here, or 2 years ago, and I told you who the story of the tournament that week was going to be. I told you, I said the state will fall in love with this kid.
Yeah.
And it was the baby-faced assassin.
That's right.
Yeah, Kim
Warwicks.
Yeah.
And it's true, they did.
Oh, yeah, he did. They did. And if you remember, he had that, it went viral, that crossover that put Reed to the ground.
Yeah.
And, from a mountain kid like that, I told people, man, that kid was 5 foot, 9.
5 foot nothing.
Yeah, 5'9" at best. And, went mano-a-mano, getting the best of what could be the #1 draft pick.
Yeah, that's true.
People don't realize how much talent we got in the mountains, man.
Now, did he go to Pikeville? Is he playing at Pikeville?
He plays at UPike.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Is he doing pretty well?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. You're right, though. Everybody at Rupp Arena fell in love with that kid during that run they made.
I told you, man.
Yeah.
We every now and then we get a few of them kids that, everybody gravitates toward. Now, if the cameras get around Aiden Barnett, people will fall in love with him. Well, they won't fall in love. They will admire his cockiness.
Yeah.
And how he believes he can do anything.
You got to have that. You
Yeah.
got to have that. I could tell just sitting here beside him, the dude oozes confidence. He's ready to play right now.
He's got a lot of moxie.
Yes. Well, you're going to have to. It's what it takes, man.
That's it. And I don't know if you heard. Isaac Dixon left Kentucky last year, went to Eastern.
That's right.
And ended up hanging it up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep,
I didn't know that.
Quit football, hung it up. He had too many concussions.
Oh.
Yeah. So, not everything's good in the mountains. We got a few stories like that, but Isaac, he'll come back and impact this community in a big way. But Frederick Douglass, before we go, want to Josiah next year. Is Josiah, where is he? Will he be a starting receiver for?
He'll either be the number 3 guy or the 4 guy. He'll be in the rotation, but I don't know. He may get beat out. They got two starters returning. One's got offers from, Avion Chenault's got Michigan, everybody. Kentucky. The other guy's his best friend, Darryl Talbert. He's got offers from EKU, Miami of Ohio, Wofford, schools like that. They'll start. So the 3rd spot will be either Josiah or this other kid. So I think they'll rotate it. So he'll be on the field some a little bit. But they've got everybody back on offense. But they lost nearly everybody on defense.
How tough has it been to keep his mind straight, through the injury, because a lot of times kids, when something like that happens, they quit work and they could quit.
Yep.
As a father, how do you keep his mind straight?
It's tough. And that's a great question because he saw this other dude leapfrog over him, and he nothing he can do about it because he's sitting out with a cast on and a pin in his wrist. So it is tough to kind of keep him focused and keep him knowing, what's the bigger prize at the end of all this, man. If you work out, you go lift every day, you drink your protein shakes, and you go to conditioning, it'll pay off next season.
Yep.
It's tough to get them to believe that sometimes when all they want to do is sit in front of that Xbox and.
Yep. That's that. And I've been blessed. Mine. when he really flipped that switch 2 years ago, decided he wanted to be great, he kind of hung the Xbox up. He still plays every now and then, but, I don't have to drag him off from it. And,
that's good.
But
that's good.
They did say that Maddie did enter the transfer portal.
She did.
Yep, so you are correct on that.
I thought, when I saw the report this morning, that I thought it was Maddie Shear that was the one Kentucky Miss Basketball that did enter the portal. Yeah. So they've still got Mimi Jenkins. She was Miss Basketball from Anderson County, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson says, come on, Ryan, give us the lowdown on the next UK coach. I hear it's a done deal, but they got to wait till next week to announce.
I honestly don't know. And I said this on the show. I've not tried to pester Matthew about it and just let it play its course. I'm not really been getting involved with it. But I would say, in this day and age of the transfer portal, you got to move pretty quick.
Yeah.
So if they've hired a coach and they're not going to announce it yet, she must still be coaching.
Yeah.
That's what I feel about it. So whoever they've got in line, maybe they're coaching somewhere right now.
That's an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be true. So keep an eye on that. Now, as you sit here and look, Kentucky plays tomorrow, plays Oakland. First of all, we want to make sure everybody gets out here to KS Bar and Grill and watches the game, right?
Pre-game show at 4:30. Game will be on at 7.
In between sessions, so you can watch the first session of the Sweet-16.
Sure.
Then get down here. So y'all showing all the Sweet-16 live?
Yep.
So
we show them right up there on the big screen. I sat right here and watched McGoffin County and Perry County Central right there today.
Out there on Prep Spin.
Yeah.
But as you sit here and look, UK Oakland, Kentucky, is Oakland going to give them any issues?
It's possible because Oakland plays the zone, and if Kentucky comes out a little tense, a little tight, and they don't shoot the ball very well, they could. Oakland has good inside post players that can score. Kentucky doesn't. So there's a couple of things that are there that you would think Oakland could bother Kentucky. But, man, Kentucky's got dudes that are going to play in the NBA. Oakland may not have any.
That's it.
Your talent should win over. So I don't even know what the spread is right now, but I'd say Kentucky should win by a lot tomorrow.
It should. Kentucky should win, like you said, Jim. Anytime you got the horses we got, there's no excuse to lose, especially
Agreed.
to a team like Oakland.
Totally agree, yes. You got more talent. You got the better players. You got guys that are, like I said, are going to be playing in the NBA this time next year.
Yep.
Go out and beat them.
That's it.
Win the game.
Yep. And listen, Cats has got to do it last year. St. Peter's. Nobody wants to feel that again.
No.
So
let St. Peter's beat who they playing? Playing Tennessee or Illinois or somebody? They got.
Yeah.
I think it's Tennessee.
Is it Tennessee?
I think it might be Tennessee.
Yeah.
Let them beat Tennessee then this year.
Well, and now you also. Got to root on Morehead State and Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Also in there, and so
I think Morehead's about to lose their coach though, but he deserves it. He deserves a chance to move on.
Where's Preston going?
Well, I can tell you during the break.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say it then. Listen, Preston. Do you know where he's from?
No.
Betsy Lane.
That's right. I did know that. Betsy Lane.
Yeah, so Betsy Lane.
It was basically a student manager under Calipari.
Yep.
Became the head coach at Morehead. They've had a great season, got him in the tournament. Now he's getting ready to move on to bigger, better things, I believe.
Done things the right way.
Did things the right way. Yes, he did.
Yep. What's your thoughts on Indiana State not getting in?
Well, Terre Haute is like an hour and a half from where I grew up.
Yep.
I went to baseball camp one year at Indiana State. So for them to get the shaft like that, they won, 28 games?
Yeah.
And just because they got beat in the conference championship game doesn't mean they should have been left out, and I think Virginia proved it last night. Virginia should not have gotten a bid. Indiana State should have been in. They deserve to get in just because they're in a minor conference. I was upset about it.
If you're the NCAA tournament, if you're the NCAA committee, you've got to do better. I know at the end of the day, you also want this to be a great marketing thing. What does Virginia do for you?
Nothing.
That's it.
Doesn't even promote the game. They play a horrible brand of basketball.
Indiana State would have brought so many fans
Absolutely.
to the NCAA tournament.
Yep. We discovered today on KSR that Virginia, since they won it all, has not won one game in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, wow.
when Matt said, the year after they got beat by Mercer, the next year they lost to Ohio.
Yeah.
And then they lost last night. They have not won a game since they won it all in the NCAA tournament. So we got to get over this. Virginia deserved to be in there. No, they didn't.
I hate that because we got a mountain kid at Virginia, Isaac McNeely.
Really?
He's from Polka. Yeah.
The Polka Dots.
Yep, the Polka Dots. Yeah, so
maybe the best nickname ever. The Polka Dots.
Ever.
Yeah.
Whoever done that was a genius.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Or they was like me, mine like me and you, just simple.
How would I know it if it wasn't the Polka Dots?
That's it. What can we name our school? Well, Polka Mustangs, the Polka Dots.
Somebody probably said it as a joke, and they're like,
yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yep, that's it. Yeah. So, but Indiana State didn't make it.
Got the shaft.
Yep. Hopefully the Cats can take care of business. Again, women's basketball. Guys, make sure you guys get out here, watch that Saturday at 3:00. Caitlin Clark, but McGoffin County. Ryan, any chance of chopping down Goliath? I know you've got to see Great Crossing a few times. Does McGoffin County, is it something that there's not a chance of that ever happening, or do they got an opportunity?
Like I said, and I wasn't just saying that because Coach was sitting here. They play a little like Lexington Catholic played when Lexington Catholic had them beat in the 11th region tournament. A lot of pressure on the ball. Now I'm saying McGoffin County needs to do that the entire game. Don't wait till the second half like they did today. Man, bring that pressure and put it on them and try to cause some turnovers and get them rattled a little bit. And that's what bothered Great Crossing when Lexington Catholic almost beat them. So, now, of course, Great Crossing's got to get by Spencer County. Spencer County shoots the lights out. They shoot nothing but threes. So if Spencer County's throwing them up from the parking lot tonight, maybe there's an upset brewing.
Yeah, I would love to see it for McGoffin County. Let's say that. Everybody that's not for Great Crossing, I guarantee you is going to be cheering on that.
Cheering on McGoffin County. There's no doubt.
And Mr. Aiden Barnett. So, McGoffin County alum. Do you know who the most famous is?
Chris Bailey or Jim Caldwell, the weather guys at Channel 27, right?
Jim Caldwell, I know he watches all his McGoffin County Hornet action on D&D Sports.
Yes.
So, definitely he's a famous alum. Larry Flint.
Larry Flint is from McGoffin County, Sawyersville.
Yep, Sawyersville.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, so there you go.
So there you go, Chris Bailey, Jim Caldwell. You got bumped by Larry Flint.
There's a lot of right now it just popped up, but there's a lot of famous people from McGoffin County.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That famous song, McGoffin County Cadillac.
Yep.
Laid-back country picker.
Listen, I tell you, I drove through in my wilder days. Every time I go through McGoffin County, you talking about puckering up, because there's so many of them cop cars around there. What it is they got a police auction. The auctions off police cars somewhere around there.
So they all look like police officers?
Every car. I promise you, Ryan, you go through McGoffin County, at least 70% of the cars there. And you think there's no way 70% of the cars. 70% of the cars are
old police cruisers.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep.
So you never know who's behind you.
Never know. So you're going to drive the speed limit through Sawyersville.
Amen.
Yeah. So, but Ryan, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I want to thank you once again.
I appreciate it. I really enjoyed it.
I always enjoy catching up with you.
Yeah.
I know the fans at home definitely love it when we get to talk to you, catch up, and definitely when McGoffin County coaches are on here, they're going to love you even more because you're talking about they're crazy, man. They're crazy. Sawyersville's crazy.
Well, I'm pulling for them. Mainly because they came here, they brought the team here for a victory dinner.
Yep.
We want them to do it again.
That's it.
Bring them back on Friday.
Make sure you're here, guys.
Amen.
But Ryan, tomorrow night, what time's Cats play? 7
o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Make sure you get down to KS Bar and Grill. Everybody coming up from the mountains, I promise you, there's not better food in Lexington or better service. But Ryan Lemon, we want to thank Brian Parker at Sawyersville Funeral Home, Johnny B.
Johnny
B's Pizza.
Johnny B's Pizza.
Best pizza in Sawyersville.
Oh, I say that all the time when I go to Sawyersville. I'm going to Johnny B's.
Derek Bowling at Kentucky Farm Bureau. I know you need insurance, Ryan, so especially the way he drives. So we're going to get you hooked up with Derek Bowling. And we also want to thank Appalachian Spray Foam Home Solutions, and Eagle Air. Guys, we could not do this without our great sponsors that help send us down here the road to Rupp. So thank you once again, guys, for sponsoring the Sweet 16 special. Ryan Lemon, I hope everything continues to go well.
Thank
I
you,
hope
brother.
Josiah has a great season. And, hopefully over the next few days that, we can catch up and, maybe take the boys out to a movie or something sometime again.
Yeah, that was fun. We did that one year.
You're not picking a movie again, though.
Did I pick that movie?
Yeah, you picked it. It was horrible.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was Godzilla versus something.
Something.
Yeah, so I said never again.
It was awful.
Picking. Yeah, so, but no, definitely wish you the best, Ryan.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for doing this.
We'll do it again next year.
Next year, 365 days, guys. You can come right back and join us here on the D&D Sports Network. Ryan Lemon, Darryl McCoy here live from KS Bar and Grill. Till next time, so long.